What's up, YouTube? This is Radio Station here, and this is going to be episode 20 of Frieren Beyond Journey's End. So, last time on Frieren, Frieren and the two other girls, Kane and Lauren, they figured out a plan to try to catch the stealth, and it involved it ended up being more or less using magic to try to corner it into one spot where there was very little mana. And it's kind of funny because that episode starts out with Fern's party already having gotten the stealth, which I'm pretty sure is by luck, but you also have to think they still have to actually catch it, because it's by luck you have to really encounter it, because of how there's only maybe a few select birds specifically placed there, and obviously they're trying to set up the test, the test surveillors that have to intentionally set that up to make the mages fight amongst themselves. It's such a cutthroat test, though, as Lawfin kind of pointed out. She's saying why have to take a test in such a nasty location, and just if you die, you're probably not cut off for this call to be. And they're very explicit about the quality. Dengen doesn't like it. I feel him there, because we have to think about what's the deal here back then compared to now. Back then when the demon armor was at its highest, and now here when there is conflict, I'm pretty sure there is something going on there. If I remember correctly, they did hint that something troubling is happening in the northern lands. So it's not. So I can get why they still have this, but they can say it's an outdated thing, and I don't blame them. And Freeman has this, and I wonder if you have to wonder if Freeman is going to be the one to actually oppose, be kind of, her ideal is kind of against it, even despite the fact that she inherently has a really deep-seated dislike for demons. But just the way everything is kind of comes and goes, it's not like she's aggressively trying to pursue war. Just because you have a dislike, it doesn't mean you promote something always trying to have gearing up for war. I get why. That's why there's only a select few. But you'd have to think it's what can, and Degan pointed this out. Authority can only get you so much, so long. So far and so long with that. And then he's seen it before, where mages far more stronger than he is, get victimized in one way or another, whether it's old age, where it's persecution, or their own sort of bad habits, whatever it may be, assassination attempts made probably. And so you have to think how does Freeman go back, factor into this? Will she bring a change or something? It would. I know it's weird to say it, because considering considering that she is someone technically from the far past. But you also have to think she's not really amped to really have any inclinations to to go to war, anything thoughts about let's go to war or something like that. It's more there's more wanting of peace. You got to think her age wouldn't have happened if those demons didn't strike. But then again, she wouldn't have met Lamo or any of those, or even a hero, or even Hemel and Co, and not even Fern or Stark. So maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe it's just something that still, needs time to play out. But going back to the previous episode, so it turns out they He fell into a watering hole. I also like the part where they I forgot that monstrous bird, that bird-like monster's name. It was this the gill, the what was it again? The gills or something like that. Let me see. Let me see. I know they were named something. I want to go fact check. Hold on. Those were the yeah, the Glyzer. I think that's how you pronounce it. So they look similar, and my point is they look similar to the earlier bird like demon, or I guess a demon avian that attacked them in the carriage back when Say was still with them. So I wonder if they're related, or if they're of the same species, or they were originally the same, or like maybe there's like a regional variant or something like that, or maybe they were originally different, but then like geographical separation just kind of put them two apart, and the northern ones have which changed how they grew, and probably also changed how they hunted, or like their activities and whatnot. I'm looking deep into this. My bad. Maybe it's something that hasn't been fully explained. Maybe there was like a fan. Pretty sure like the fan handbooks, which have extra info that they usually come with that bonus. I'm not saying it's necessary to read it, but if you want more tidbits, they're there. So yeah, and the Frieren's party just captured, but Denkin's party was right on them, and there's gonna be this continuation of the two clashes going on. By the way, those other parties they're dumb as hell, or they're just over panicking as hell. Actually, they're not. I wouldn't say they're dumb. It's just like you're like, what are they doing? That's the shock they have. But they probably think it's kind of. I think it is kind of understandable to think that Frieren's party might be trying to ruin it. I don't know about why they would want to melt the lake to begin with. You're just wasting your time. Like, you're supposed to cast it still. Like, even if you don't put mana into the equation, still seeing just a bunch of activity like that thing's not sticking around. But anyways, I think that's about it. I've heard this episode has quite a lot of key animators. And again, I'm not particularly an expert on it. I just know what I know, and I don't consider myself an expert. I just know a bit more than most people, but not like most Sakuga fanatics are, and I'm kind of glad that's the case. Otherwise, I'm going to be like them, just only caring about Sakuga. I mean, yeah, I would like it more and whatnot, but it's not. Like, yeah, like I would like more of it whenever possible, but it's just like I don't like I'm not gonna fess if I don't get any in a particular situation where it's not absolutely necessary or anything. That's just the gist of things. Especially if you got a bunch of Saka, but the designs would look ass. I've seen it before. I don't want to get onto it. I don't want to speak about solo leveling, by the way. Like, if anyone is really curious about it, because it's ongoing right now, safe to say I can only rant about it, and I don't want to say anything about it to piss off anyone. I'll just let y'all have the fun on that show for what it's worth. All right, let's get to episode 20. I also heard like the next episode gonna be and well, I mean, you have to think because it's a battle heavy arc. There's gonna be a lot of things going on. All right, 3, 2, 1, let's jam. Yeah, cleave and dismantle. Oh. She carrying this. There is a limit. That makes sense. Oh, let's turn it up. Oh, Jesus. And she's just staring just blankly. Oh. Yeah, you're done. That's funny because she was literally just mentioning Wibble having no character, Wibble's magic having no character, and here she is just saying like, oh, Fern doesn't. There's just like no color to this one at all. So yeah, that's kind of ironic. It's just like she's saying that, oh, you'll be one to lose, but yeah, Fern is the one that would probably be put under the same put under the same but labeled the way she was saying it as to about Warble, previously. So yeah, I wonder like I don't know if I don't know if I forgot I hate if I mispronounce her name. Sorry. I don't know. Like I don't think she's like I don't think she's finished. I'm not so sure if she's finished here or not. Well, I would of course she's not gonna be killed or anything. But like she's just like not she's just out for the count temporary. Because I don't think because okay like the motive is to get the stilts and prevent other people from snatching your shit. Similar to that, it's similar to that bird capturing magic, at least in the shape or the form. Because the stilt's too fast. And yeah, it's she hasn't been lucky enough yet. I have to think it's a yeah, there's a range limit like like Ubo's own. She's not gonna. Interesting. She's figured it out, didn't she? Can't, oh, you can't do two at once, can you? Oh, oh, she was going for the eyes. This was like, what the fuck? Yeah, you can only do one target at a time. That makes sense. would be fun. Probably was forced to. It's been. He say he's been to the front lines. That has to be like at least 30 years, 30 years ago. He's like, oh, you took. You know what? I'm gonna drop a backstory. Wow. Well, I mean, sucks to suck. That's an underhanded way to. That's a fucked up way to try to sway the enemy. But yeah, it's not that. It's not that unusual. What are you waiting for? Oh, I'm. Again, it makes sense. Fern taught her that. Like whatever Fern might, whatever Frieren picked up, whatever magic she picked up, Fern probably knew as well by default, because she would just be there. Don't. She still address. Just know she just still addressed her by Sama. She's always addressing a lot of people by formally. Oh, he's like, oh, we don't need to worry about him. We don't need to worry about glasses, dude. Not quite. Mm. Oh. What the f- Oh, if oh shit, it's Kagabushi knows it too. Ever since the beginning. Wow, just ass out right on the nose with that one. Oh yeah. Oh wow. That's terrifying. That's a problem. Do I need to Looks like they're friends. Like they've been close friends for a while. No, you get carried by magic. This is so pathetic. The barriers. Oh, it was her back then. And that's why he did that. That's why he was doing that. They must be like in their 30s. That's that's like a while ago when back then. Okay, maybe a little off. That's at least about 30, so I'm not too off though. It's not here. It's some because we saw him before earlier. I think verbal is. I don't know about E or A or Aris, whoever. I can't pronounce the name, but still, this is still, isn't it? You're within range. Oh wow! Just it's like what was all that? Out all that talk, and I just catch a bird like that? Does it feel worth it? Oh, we're back here. She got it, didn't she? She so knows a lot about it too. She's not even afraid. This guy must be one hell of a beast to just conceal, just suppress his mind that for just to still to even land there in the first place. And they're probably better at Frieren than that at suppressing their mana. Um, yeah, that's just that. Yeah, it is kind of forced. I can understand the luck though. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's something I kind of wondered. Just a preoccupier, yeah. Oh wow, chill. We're not here out to kill, man. Oh yeah, they have to keep all their party members alive. Yeah. Oh, she recognizes everything, doesn't she? she's she's probably she's definitely a lot older than Frieren then. But it seems like she and Frieren have some history considering the way she reacted. Wings. Wings and then just long ass hair. Just watch. Just watch either Frieren or Fern just gonna is like, oh, what privilege you have? Just gonna ask for this modest looking magic. Cause that's how they are. Please, we're not here to kill anyone, just for the hell of it. He is really confident. But I don't blame. I do not doubt his prowess though. Dude, you raise a whole ass plateau. That could be seen from over the other side. Ay, ay, ay. I hate how they're ending these right now. They're just happening on the most awkward places ever. That's annoying. Alright, so I didn't expect I was expecting Fern's and Aaron's fight to be a little bit more extended, but considering like a lot of that was a lot of talk and maybe a little bit more than I kind of expected. But I didn't find it too like. It's just more of how. I thought I heard a familiar voice. Interesting. Okay. Well. This felt like a actually I'm not so sure what how to actually feel about the episode itself. Actually it didn't seem that bad. Actually it didn't seem too bad. It's just that the content itself wasn't really into wasn't really going all out on the wasn't really filled with the fight yet. Although I have to think again, it is still pretty action heavy, but remember it's still Frieren. It's not gonna be like just going just everything is fight after fight, which I'm pretty sure we've pretty much taken for granted. There's a lot of talk, but there's not. It's more like it's not an actual it's more like the source material thing as opposed to just show don't tell sort of thing. You can take it out. You can take it as it goes. I'm not. I won't. I don't have. I can understand people having issues with this one. I just forgot. We do have some really, but like even if we don't get as much in terms of the action and stuff, what we do get is a little bit more, you know, intel. Like we got a bit of context with Denkin himself. Like and we also got more on Werbil on how seeing how their characters are, and they were like a savage. And you have to think like, oh wait, why are they taking this test then if they're a savage? And it's because this test is gonna give someone a privilege, like a grant, like a boot, like whatever it may be, like whatever spell they want. I did point out the fact that, say if Frieren or Fern basically got, qualify. I don't care if one fails. Like if at least one of them passes, they will be good. It'll be good. And it would just be asking for the most mundane magic ever. Like you see this is just kind of comical to me. Like you just see all these you just see like she's a living grimoire, and their privileges, like they've been granted such sort of magic. You see Sense Paula and whoever, and they basically been like they're compared to acting to monsters. Like why do you think Sense got that abnormally long hair? Why do these two have bird-like wings? Which I'm pretty sure they can fly. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's also why the stilts we're able to land. We're able to get near them without much, feeling of provoked. Because they more or less be like birds. But whatever. But yeah, like meeting Ziri and getting the first class mage is a big deal, and that's why it's also cutthroat. But it also kind of speaks to Siri is herself. Why am I calling her Siri? Whatever. It puts into question the morality of Siri, and considering like she's looking for those who have participated in Demon Army. Is she more, because she's obviously not rushing for a time of peace. She's rushing for more gearing against war. More gearing as war against whatever may be left of the demon army, or like whatever may be to come in the future. Which I can understand that that case. They'll probably reveal about her, her ideology a little later, but considering like whom that she's the one who controlling everything, and she probably more or less has history with Frieren based on the way Frieren reacted to her being mentioned, and I have to think she's associated with Flamel. I wouldn't doubt if Flamel was originally Siri's apprentice. There's something also brought up. I missed it here. I liked how the magic of Wimble and Uber are kind of limited in own ways. Like they're kind of busted when you look at them on a surface level, but there's a specific condition to them. Like one of it, like her zone, have a specific range, and I think she can. And I'm pretty sure she can. And I'm pretty sure because of that, she can't view It also has to do with how, like, if she can visualize cutting something. If she can't, she cut. Like, I'm pretty sure she would not be able to inherently cut air or anything like that. Like maybe something intangible, because she wouldn't be able to see it. Whereas the wormhole, like he cannot his magic, of course, obviously would make sense that he can't do it on multiple objects. The feeling is that, like, for two people that are trying to kill each other, they were pretty chill about it. I don't know if it speaks to their mentality or their age or whatnot. I would have to think Robo is because, like, she's kind of had to get used to that sort of feeling, to where he may or may not have, indulged in it. Because remember, she said something about killing, but then there's also the thing where, like, Ubu pointed out that he could have binded her right there and killed her, on the moment they clashed. That says something, because Ubu is thinking, like, yeah, he's a savage, but he's also trying to be human. That's why that's why, like herself, he's also trying to bide time, because he wants to hold off on killing as much as possible until it's just like, oh, you know what? And until Ubo just provoked him even more, and he's just like, oh, I'm just gonna kill you right there. Until Fern popped up. Fern overpowering Eren was not surprising. It was not at all surprising. What I kind of didn't like, well, actually, yeah, showing Ubo's flashback is, yeah, that's kind of, that's pretty, that's a pretty, somber thing, like just forcing kids out to try to emotionally sway the enemy. So we're about just like, yeah, we have to kill women and children quite often because of shit like this. Let me see if there's anything else to bring up. Len just kind of the good old Naruto thing, I guess, where he was a clone all this time, ever since the beginning. And he showed. No, it's not like Toko's, by the way. It was more like it was kind of more, but he was doing this from the beginning, which gives me a question, like, was Fern and Ubo talking to a clone all this time? Like, was that really the case here? That's kind of crazy. Then you have the thing, like, how is the real land's gonna show up, and how many clones can he actually put out? And, like, I'm pretty sure it's one at a time, though. The fact that he caught him off guard, like, caught this guy off guard like that, is kind of wild. I did wish he could have done it in a more clever way, but just not really trusting us and just using a clone to try to do the analyzing. Yeah, that's something. Again, I do like the disappointment I do have is, like, I wish there was, like, I wish it felt like a lot more was happening. But then again, there was just a lot of information to just kind of deal with here too. Especially between Will and her, like, it apparently, like, he had saved her home from demons back then, and the kind of just smart, like. Well, you know who he's favoring, though. I mean, I don't think he has hard feelings against the guy, but he's like, oh, you pathetic idiot, you just got beat like that. So you get the float, I'm, I'm not carrying. Like, he's already he got his whole back occupied. You think he's gonna carry you? Like, how is he gonna? Not like you can put two backpacks on you carry two backpacks on your back. Like, it's not gonna, that's not how it works. It's raining outside the barrier, which is interesting. It's almost set in 2 hours. It's the rain is kind of like his mental state. It's just kind of sad, just like, damn, I'm about to lose, and then all of a sudden he gets lucky. And yeah, here's the thing where I'm just trying to get to. Like that Robo saved his village back then. Who was he again? It was really big. I'm not so sure. Okay, it's not a demon. It's not a demon that I recognize. But yeah, he was back there before. I have to think Ernest's around the same age. Wordball's is probably at least in his very early 30s. I don't know about her. Like, maybe he's probably around the close. She's probably an age around a close age to his. I'm not entirely sure. Maybe he's like she's in her like her middle 20s. If I want to guess, like, because I think I have like maybe like Merle's probably like maybe 33, 34, and while she is like I think she's maybe like in 20, like maybe at the lowest maybe between 20, maybe like 28 or something, or 29. I don't know, because I don't know, because I'm not so sure if Werewolf would just be that close to someone who is with a particular age gap, unless it was very specified. I don't know, but I wouldn't think, the way Erna was speaking, like, I wouldn't doubt that she'd be much older than the one she fought and still got beat that badly. The episode, like, for what it's worth, like, again, not a lot happened, unfortunately. But then again, I kind of don't blame it here, because this was a segment where it was a lot of, there was some action here and there, and then there's just like a lot of talking and whatnot. I'm not against it. It's just like, it's needed info. I think most of it is needed info, but you also have to think like where they could have placed it better. I don't know if it can be placed anywhere else, to be fair. Like, I don't think you can just place them right after the battle or even right before. Like, the only thing I can see is like before or during it. Trying to explain things after they happen would not work. So they did the best they could here while trying to stay as faithful to the original story as possible. Because if they wanted to cut the dialogue, they would. But I don't think that was the plan. That was the plan here. It's not like this show. It's not like this episode was just very, was just really lacking production. You can really see that there was a lot of nice looking cuts here and there. There was also some there was also this really nice way of like where Frieren, where Frieren and Dengen just kind of lower their staffs right before, as they're facing off, which is actually pretty cool, the way it look, how smooth it is. There was also this part where this part where the firm was the stilt was taken off. this part here. Like, yeah, there was the part like where the still was like, it was just smoothly taken off. I like that the still is also very comfortable around Sense's presence. The sense the one of them with the long ass Rapunzel hair, look, Rapunzel haired shit. Again, it goes to show that if it still is that comfortable around them, around those two, that goes to show how high of a caliber. Like they were literally shown, you know, during Deacon's dialogue. Like, yeah, they're acting the monsters themselves. No wonder why they're still so comfortable living with them, because they're acting the monsters. Like he's like the ones the still has probably had to live with in their natural habitat. Anything else to say? I mean, it was more of for an episode that still had there's still a lot of more explanations going on, which I can honestly understand. I understand being a drag of sorts, but I think it's necessary info if you want some good intel into world building and such, and as well as to, you know, get some of these characters some depth, not just have them be just one-off shit where you just have to be forced to care about them. I don't feel forced to care about Wearable or any of them. It's just like, oh, that I can understand. It's more like, oh, I can understand why they're here, you know. And, you know, of course, with Deggins, it's like, wait, why is a guy like him in his age taking place? And then there was a drop about the special privilege about the major exam. I've already stated though, like Frieren and Frieren probably don't really care. They'll just be like, oh, let me get this mopping magic or some shit, and just be off back to the normal zone. They don't need any fancy looking shit that makes them look like birds or fucking Superman or whatever. I doubt it. There's no way. They don't need that. They're perfectly capable the way they are. At least in my opinion, they could. I could be wrong later on. Although I have to think Siri herself is like probably a lot stronger than Frieren. I would not doubt that. I mean, considering she's probably older, she's probably a lot stronger. And I think for at least elves, like the older you are, the more capacity to being stronger you are. And you have to think like she probably did that through a lot of training by herself. Which also begs me the question, why didn't Siri be as proactive in? I wonder if why is Siri probably not as proactive back then when the demons were invading at the time, if she was that strong? Maybe it's something more complicated, but we'll get the answer to that much later though. But yeah, that's all I gotta say though. It's an episode that it feels like a lot went on, but also not a, but simultaneously it doesn't feel like a lot happened either. I do know I know that probably the conclusion of this test is coming up next week, and they'll probably finish up with a really colorful presentation for sure. Not like I was disappointed with. I disliked anything here. It's just more like considering. It's just more like a little disappointing that they just left in the dialogue as it is. But I understand why they wanted to do that. They did the best they could though. I will give him the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, smash the like button. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So like, you know, follow me on Twitter, support the YouTube channel, join the Discord server, share this video around, all that good stuff. But that's gonna do it for today on Sousou no Frieren. Radio Station signing off. See you next time. Take care. Stay safe, y'all. Have a great day. Peace.